That I don't know.
What's your big theory on that one, smart guy?
Hello, welcome to Guide to the Unknown. I'm Kristen.
And I'm her little brother, William.
And we head to the lodge one last time for Twin Peaks The Return Part 2.
What year is this?
What year is this? Blah, blah, blah.
It's 2026.
Yes, that's right.
Welcome to a brand new year. That's the entire reason why we're doing this episode today.
Yeah, Will very cleverly timed it this way so that we would have the what year is this episode in the new year.
Now, if you have not seen Twin Peaks Season 3, you don't understand that reference. Mm-hmm. Out of context, I don't even think it can be a spoiler.
Yeah.
So you should be safe.
I don't know if I can explain it in spoiler territory.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
This might be the world's first unspoilable show.
Totally.
No one knows what's going on.
Nope.
But we're here to try to make sense of Twin Peaks for the last time.
Yes.
Can I do that again?
Yeah.
After I already poached it for Blair Witch. We're gonna start spoiler free the way that we always do.
Of course.
But then we're going to have a completely untampered with conversation about Twin Peaks from soup to nuts.
Yeah, free for all.
Which, we've got those box sets, the from A to Z or from Z to A or whatever.
Yeah.
It should be from soup to nuts. No one ever says that anymore.
They really should, from tops to tails.
The whole kit and caboodle.
Mm-hmm.
But so in spoiler free, I think the only thing to possibly say is that it's the continued misadventures of Coop/Dougie.
Primarily Dougie.
To come back to normalcy or...
Yeah. He doesn't know he's trying to come back to normalcy. He's just stumbling around.
Yeah. I mean, what is this show even about?
Right.
You used to be able to say it's about trying to catch or solve Laura Palmer's murder.
Yeah.
And then it was about trying to understand the last 7 days of Laura Palmer's life.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just a lot of things happening in a lot of different places around the entire country/globe.
Yeah, various weird misadventures.
Yes, the various weird misadventures season.
Yes.
So I'll just go ahead and ask.
Yeah.
Do you recommend... what are we saying? Is it this half of... We both recommended the first half.
Yeah, I would say my recommendation still stands.
Okay.
Yes, if in for a penny, in for a pound, if you've come this far. Yeah,
I know. What are you supposed to do? Stop?
Yeah, of course. Finish it out.
Yeah.
Similarly tough watch.
Uh-huh.
I think it had more high notes than the first half of the season.
Yes, I think that's probably true.
So I guess it's a stronger recommend.
Okay,
but
that's nice.
it's still a tough watch for me.
On the whole, now looking at season 3 as a singular
on the whole,
piece,
Preparation H does feel good. Yes, if that's your question.
That was a very good Gold member reference. Did you finally go back and finish watching the trilogy?
No, but it's just right there always.
You're saving it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you recommend season 3 entirely as a singular piece?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I still do.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, how about you?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I think that it is a mess. I think it's weird.
Yeah.
I think a lot of my notes, I really tried to because listen, this probably really is the last time we're going to talk about Twin Peaks.
Yeah, I think so.
Unless we just want to. But
Sure.
In terms of
in
having...
a formal way.
Yes.
Where else is there to go?
Exactly. And maybe never ever anymore.
I don't think so.
Yeah. It's always been dangling, right? That threat has sort of been there for years now of there's going to be a 4th season, or I heard a rumor that David Lynch is working on something.
Yeah, there's an option with Netflix called Wisteria Lane. Is that a Twin Peaks thing?
That's right.
Whatever. I think that now that David Lynch has died, I really can't imagine there being more Twin Peaks.
There was even that very brief period after his death, though, where Mark Frost very briefly was like, David Lynch and I always had a thing that would always leave the door open for Twin Peaks, and maybe I could imagine doing more Twin Peaks. And then he eventually turned around and said, no.
Right, exactly.
I cannot imagine doing more.
Yep.
So this may and well truly be concluded. Mm-hmm. And I've enjoyed doing these, semi-deep dives on different franchises.
Yeah.
Right now, if you go to scaryfun.fun, we have every single one of our Twin Peaks episodes. You can go to a little topics thing at the top. Mm-hmm. Or just scaryfun.fun/Twin Peaks.
Yep.
And get all of our conversations. But it is kind of fun to be here at the conclusion of it all.
I'm going to miss it.
I know.
As much, I said the same thing last time. Like, as much as this has like slow down moments, frustrating moments or whatever, I get lulled in and I just want to keep watching it. It could go on forever and I'd watch it forever.
Well, I have a hunch. I'll get to that in spoiler side if I remember. Mm-hmm. There's a whole.
Just say it now then.
No, because I think it's a
spoilery.
spoiler.
Okay.
Yeah. I think there's a quality. I also listened to the Final Dossier audiobook. Did you do that?
No.
Okay. There's a thing in that book where a character is like, my memories of the events are getting hazy. Mm-hmm. Like a character within the story is like, I better write everything down now because I'm starting to forget.
Right.
That's how I feel about this show. Mm-hmm. Is like, if I stop looking at it for a little bit, I stop remembering the order of events.
I mean, it's so confusing. How could you not? I think that's probably true of me too.
This entire show, this season,
I don't even know how the hell I'm going to talk about it, to be quite frank. I don't think that I should be downplaying our own podcast before it starts, but I was like, how am I going to discuss this? I don't even know what the hell is going on.
No, I don't know.
We'll do our best.
I did my best shot at having... I did my best to write down my impressions, because otherwise I don't know what you do.
Right.
Because it's so sprawling and so cuckoo.
I want to just try to talk about, at least from my perspective, organically as a real viewer.
Sure.
Just what?
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I think I easily recommend it. Mm-hmm. I think it's very special.
Yes,
even if it's not necessarily my cup of joe entirely.
Right.
Twin Peaks seasons 1 and 2 are so good.
Yeah.
Well, the first half of season 2 and then those last couple of episodes where it got hyper surreal.
Totally.
Were very, very enjoyable. And then this entire show has just kind of been... I've been listening to the Stephen King's The Stand. Mm-hmm. I've tried to do it like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
This is the furthest I've gotten. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm going to stick it through. But I know that The Stand has been said to be his attempt at doing sort of like a Lord of the Rings.
Right.
In then modern America.
Yeah.
And I think I'm starting to understand.
Okay.
And I think that this show is sort of the same.
Okay.
Particularly from the Mark Frost side.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if you read his books, Mark Frost, he did like the Final Dossier and the Secret History of Twin Peaks before that. A lot of it is that sort of like the Jade Ring was carried by Lewis and Clark.
Right.
And it appeared here throughout history and there throughout history. And I've never read The Lord of the Rings, but I know that if you get really deep into that, a lot of it just becomes like sort of like this king ruled this land before this king took over.
Yeah.
And then this happened.
Well, and also there's so much like...
And literally a ring.
Yes. There's so much Arthurian stuff in here. Really just references. It doesn't go any deeper than that, but that's obviously a presence. Now, Will, speaking of rings, something very strange has happened to me in the last few days that has coincided with this rewatch of
You
The
ate
Return.
too many onion rings?
Well, that too. That's a constant. But I don't know if it's the lodge reaching out to me or what. Feels demonic in nature.
Okay.
It's not great.
I'm ready.
Okay. It's really weird. I know it's me doing it, but this is so weird. Twice in the last handful of days, I have woken up and my wedding ring has been on the opposite ring finger. I have no memory of myself having done that. Isn't that so weird?
That's really weird.
I know. The first time it happened, I woke up and I was like, dang it, I lost a ring again. Because I just have, this is just a plain, not expensive gold fill ring because I lost my engagement ring. Don't have that.
Did you?
Yeah, you know that,
wow.
like years ago.
Well, do I look like I know that? I think
Well, you did it.
I clearly forgot
You did at one point.
Right.
I lost my engagement ring, and I haven't been wearing my wedding band for a while because I lost a stone in it, and I need to get it replaced, and I just haven't yet. So I just got a just not expensive gold ring to just have on my ring finger.
Just get a pebble.
In the meantime, I won't lie to you.
How come no one does that?
I didn't. Here's the thing.
Okay.
I haven't done it, but I was like, what if I just find a tiny bead? I just jam her in there. Because I don't really care. As long as there's something in there. Right. What's missing in there? Because my
the bling on your ring?
my ring is a Victorian style acrostic ring that spells out my married last name, Anderson.
Okay.
So the thing that's missing is the N in Anderson. So it's like, it's an amethyst for A.
Anderson.
So all the first name for the first letters of the stones all spell Anderson. So it's an amethyst for A. The pearl's technical name is nacre or something. So that's how they fit in the N. I know.
Yeah.
I know. Totally fine. It's the pearl that's missing. So I was like, what if I find kind of a pearly looking tiny bead?
Yeah.
Or what if I just do a dot of nail polish in there? Sure, but then I was like, well, I want to get it fixed one day. And then when
properly fixed.
when I bring it to the person, they're going to be like, why is there a tiny bead jammed in here that I'm going to, like, it could ruin everything.
Yeah, that's true. That's totally true.
So I was like, let me just leave it.
Well, that ring being on the opposite finger thing is really weird.
Really weird. So anyway, I woke up and I
The
was...
spirit finger, the spirit mound.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. What's going on,
I don't know.
What's going on?
That's
so
really
yeah, the
weird.
first time it happened, I was like, oh, dang it, I lost a ring again. So then I was just like looking through the bed sheets and everything. I couldn't find it. And then like an hour later, I looked at my other hand and I was like, oh, what? Why? It's just on my other hand. Weird, but okay, I accept. And then this morning I woke up, not on my ring finger. And so I automatically looked at my other hand and it was there.
That's very weird.
What is that?
Huh. You know, I've been going through something weird too. My hand shakes. And then sometimes I go, I'm not me. That won't make
That is
sense
weird.
until spoilers.
Does anything else happen to you after that? That's scary.
Yeah, I poof out of existence.
What's going on with my spiritual mound, man?
I don't know. It's making space for the jade green ring. You're going to the red room.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's so weird.
It is weird.
Yeah.
That's very, very weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Some
don't
sort
know.
of sleepwalking type event.
I guess. I don't know.
What
That's
who
not
sleepwalks and then like ceremonially removes a ring
know.
and places it on the other
And it's
hand?
not like that's something I do in my waking life. I don't fidget by like transferring that ring to my other finger or anything. This is something totally foreign as far as like an activity.
Very strange. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know
I
either.
simply don't know.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you. Something's afoot.
Yeah. It's scary.
Well,
Okay.
I do think that this show,
Mm-hmm.
I am now sort of making sense of it as this like globe hopping, odd magical adventure kind of thing. That like it used to be, our understanding was that in Twin Peaks there is this supernatural shenanigan going down. But then we've now discovered through this series, and I guess we saw some in Fire Walk with Me where it was like, you know, Chet Desmond was not in Twin Peaks when he disappeared. So, and we saw David Bowie, who had poofed in and out of Buenos Aires or whatever.
Yeah, totally. It doesn't have to be constrained to Twin Peaks. We were seeing the story that was occurring in Twin Peaks, but it's
Which I liked.
Oh, I like that the most. But it seems like the Red Room and the Lodge and everything, much like just the Netherworld in general, just operates in the ether. It's everywhere.
Yes. And so I'm somewhat appreciating it on this like sort of like grand attempt at doing a modern epic in this world. I think that would be Mark Frost's ambition.
I can certainly see on paper that makes sense. You know what I mean? Being like, rather than just telling a story in Twin Peaks, why not expand it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, from reading Mark Frost's writing in particular, because I think people have said this before, and sometimes it's like hard to be like, well, here's what Mark Frost no one has really commented these things. But in
like
reading his writing, it is so much clearer. Like he retells the events of episode 8 in the final dossier.
Yeah.
But the way he writes it, it's like there was like a strange event, an odd encounter happened in this town. Something happened over the airways.
Yeah, he explains it.
He explains it in a way that feels like conventional fiction.
Right.
Fictional history. And then when you see David Lynch, who has the final word in all things, it is, you know, it's very ambitiously strange and can hit you on some sort of a subconscious cerebral level.
Yes.
But it's not logical.
Yeah.
In a way that sometimes stories are satisfying to me.
Yeah, totally. I love those Mark Frost books. I've read them / listened to them multiple times. And I do find that more like linear storytelling a little bit more satisfying.
Yes.
I still enjoy, obviously, the visual and TV show stuff that David Lynch brings to it, but reading that
it's helpful.
It clarifies all that stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
And I find it frustrating that you kind of, if, you know, I guess it depends on the person. Like, I kind of find it frustrating that you sort of need to read that if you want to find out for sure. Like, oh, so that is definitely Sarah Palmer who that
Right.
frog thing goes into her mouth. You don't know that unless you read the final dossier.
And
I find that kind of frustrating. I think
totally
it's
agree.
more satisfying to know that that's Sarah Palmer, and adding that into the show would be helpful and clarifying and illuminating. And beyond that, just cool.
Yes.
It's cool to know that. It would be nice to have that all in one place.
Yes.
Now, having said that, it is very satisfying and fun to kind of feel like, ooh, I found a little bit of extra when I went the extra mile. So I guess I'm a little bit of two minds, but if I have to pick one, I'd like it all in one place.
I totally agree. I think to some extent, I think this entire series, this third season, whatever it is, Twin Peaks: The Return season 1, as it is on like line.
Yeah.
Like it's a show about having your cake and eating it too.
Mm-hmm.
I think that David Lynch was like, well, I'm going to tell the story that Mark Frost and I came up with, but also I'm going to do whatever I want.
Yes.
And it's like those two things are not necessarily
Compatible.
gelling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then amusingly to me, I think, and this is total speculation, but like I think that Mark Frost, this at least is a plausible thing to me for a writer to do. Oh my God, the show we wrote is incomprehensible.
Yeah.
I will write the version of it that 1% of people will ever read,
Yes, totally.
but at least it will provide me, the writer, closure.
Yeah, totally. I totally get that.
And I kind of think that's what those books are.
Mm-hmm.
And I really, really enjoy them for that. But amusingly, yes, to your point, like most people are going to watch the show and never read the book. But funnily enough, the book goes beyond the events of the show.
Yeah.
So like you can finish the show and then carry on some of the events of the show by reading the book.
Right.
It doesn't give you absolute closure of everything, but it does tell more of the story a bit.
Yes.
Which is interesting.
Totally. Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's
I think
crazy. Like the show itself is so weird. Even just the stuff around the show in real life is so weird. Just like what an interesting, cool thing this whole deal is.
Yes.
I just love it. Even the stuff I don't like, I theoretically like.
Yes. No, I very much have an appreciation for this.
I do too.
I will grouse about it because how can you not? Mm-hmm. And I've got, I got plenty of criticisms.
Oh, me too. It's rough watching for me.
But again, I said this last time we talked about Twin Peaks, like as the final major directorial effort of one of the great weirdos of our time.
Yes.
It is fascinating.
Totally.
As a document of the final works of a whole like crew of great performers who passed away shortly after, it is like lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
That so many people are in this and would be dead within like a year or two.
I know.
And as a show that I think is kind of like a meditation on whether or not it makes sense to do a revival series at all, it's moderately satisfying.
Yes.
Because ultimately I do think that the point of this show is to say, don't do this.
Yes.
I think the point of making Twin Peaks Season 3 is to say, you should never make Twin Peaks Season 3, which is to say you should never make Scream 4.
Malcolm in the Middle, new one. I can't remember what it's called. Can't wait.
Malcolm in the Middle, Life's Still Unfair.
Yeah, that's right.
Or the new Scrubs season.
Oh,
or
yeah.
the Roseanne reboot that became The Connors.
Yes.
Or any of these revival things. It's, you can't go home again.
You can.
You can go home again
Yeah.
if you know that it's going to be different and you embrace that.
Yeah, exactly.
I think David Lynch, for some reason, wanted to make the case that you can't go home again. But then if you insist that you can go home again, you'll find out it's not your home. And you'll be completely lost.
Right.
It's slippery in here.
Yeah.
It's slippery trying to travel back in time and redo things, revisit stuff you used to do. You're not who you were when you first did it.
Yes, that's all completely true. I don't know that it needs to be,
It's a shame that it happened in something that you really enjoy, right?
Yeah, totally. No, I'm definitely... As I've said, I've just had very mixed feelings about it. As cool as I think it is, I'm also bummed by it. I think it could have been so much more fun.
Yeah.
But, what can you do?
What can you do?
Something that I do really appreciate about it, about David Lynch and Mark Frost, about all the performers and the crew and everything, is that I think it's so cool that this happened 25 years later, that the people, like the creators are 25 years older, everybody's older, and that there's this, I don't know if it's so prevalent anymore, but there had been definitely an idea that you get older, you get less weird and less creative. You kind of become benign and whatever. These people are as weird as all get out.
Oh, yes.
Continue to be weird as hell.
Yeah.
And I love that.
It's true.
These weird flags are still flying
Yes.
for these old people. And I think that's great.
I love it. I love seeing them all. Mm-hmm. Right? I love like seeing the age on their faces.
Me too.
If anything,
It's
the
wonderful.
younger performers are weaker.
Oh, yeah.
Against them. And in like very demonstrable ways where it's like, yeah, like kind of embrace the age or whatever.
I think it's great.
All right. So we both recommend it, but with a great amount of, I don't know, struggle.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's
Definitely.
a challenging kind of show.
Yeah.
But I do recommend if you've ever been interested in Twin Peaks, if you've watched the early stuff, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Continue and see
Give it a shot.
What it turned
and
into.
If you can't make it, you can't make it. That's all right.
Yes.
It's also okay to be like, you know what, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
That's totally
totally
fine.
Yeah, sure.
But see what you can do.
Yep. But so now we're going to start to pivot into spoilers.
You know what would be sacrilege? Sacrilege. But I couldn't help think it. You know how we've joked about like, oh, if only there was like a cut of all the Saw movies that was just like Jigsaw's melodrama or whatever, just his relationship. I was like, what if there was like a coherent cut of Twin Peaks season 3? I know. Don't kill me, Lynch fans.
No, I know. I
But,
looked to see, did anybody ever make a 9-hour cut?
Yeah.
So all of this I just think is stretched for time.
Yes.
I think he had, I think there's like, whatever.
Like,
I don't even feel like getting into it.
Yeah,
the whole
yeah,
notion of like, supposedly he and Mark Frost wrote a 9-hour long script, but then it ballooned into this 18-hour thing. But I have a hunch that maybe it was ballooning into like a 12-hour thing. And then he was like, oh, but if I leave literally everything in,
Right.
so like it just drags.
Yeah.
Like you could watch this thing at times 2 speed almost.
Oh, yeah.
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 All right.
Okay.
Let's start to pivot into dealing with spoilers. But first, and look at how much we've already been talking.
Yeah. You know them and you love them. So here we're going to give them to you. Commercials. Okay. We're back.
Would you do the honors?
Yes. 3, 2, 1. She's an old woman.
And yeah, I really
Guess what old woman I love?
I know.
The log lady.
Oh,
What old woman were you thinking? I mean, there are old women aplenty.
I'm always thinking of Sarah Palmer.
Oh.
But we can save Sarah.
We don't
Palmer.
have to.
The log lady. Let's stay with the log lady.
Sure.
She dies in episode 15, which is simultaneously the episode where Cooper finally starts to come back to life. He sort of starts to wake himself up as the log lady is dying.
Yeah.
And she says lines that are so sweet. She's like, there's fear in letting go, which makes sense and everything. I mean, it's not exactly the deepest thing on the planet, but watching a woman who's genuinely dying in real life deliver those lines as her character who's dying on the show.
Totally.
It has like such a weighted meaning.
Totally. And as I've said on the show before, I tend to find just very simply expressed feelings like that more impactful than flowery stuff. It's really just getting to the heart of what you actually feel without elaborating and thinking of what the right thing is to say. It's just truly how you feel. There's fear in letting go. I'm scared.
It's like, very sweet and very impressive that she
because in real
this.
life she was dying, and so the scenes that she's in are her on the phone with Hawk always, just kind of like offering a little clue, something very cryptic and weird. And the last one is that one, and they're just these just really kind of sweet and sad little, I don't know, just little dots in the show. Yes,
everything in this show is like a series of like, oh, we wrote 15 different microcosm scenes, and you could drop them anywhere, really, whatever. But so this is her final one, and she, she says pretty boldly, like, "I'm dying, Hawk."
Yeah,
it's like very emotional.
Yes,
and in the book, in the final dossier, just to button up Margaret Lanterman, Hawk keeps the log and he keeps it on his mantle, and he says he hasn't heard it say anything yet, but he's still listening.
It's so sweet.
It's wonderful. Like, that's the kind of Mark Frost, like, I don't know that David Lynch would have expressed that.
I don't either. And because I didn't, reread or re-listen to it this time, I remember there's something that she writes, I think, in the final dossier.
Yes. Yeah, she does.
Oh my God. And I love it. I can't remember what the deal is, but just something about dying and death and whatever that I remember, like, I loved so much.
The final dossier in particular is very... It really feels like a eulogy.
It's short. It's
this work. It's a 3-hour. I'd never listened. You recommended me that I listen to the audiobook. I had read the physical book.
Yeah.
Which I love because I love that it's written in that style of like going through documents and everything.
Yeah.
But now that I've listened to it, I really do love like both. Like they're both very enjoyable. But the entire final dossier concludes with a lot of this sort of like, it does feel like eulogizing this entire world of Twin Peaks and talking about the nature of being an FBI agent, which I know sounds silly, but like of being somebody who tries to prevent bad things from happening.
Right.
Forget the FBI. It's about living as somebody who tries to stop evil and realizing, oh my God, I think I'm losing the battle, but I can never stop trying.
Yeah. And no, it's a good point you say, like, forget about the FBI, because it is a weird thing in the show. Like, they do kind of like lionize the FBI a lot. They'll be like toasting like to the bureau or whatever.
Yeah.
But I do think it is more about like that's the container for us trying to do good as opposed to just like being cops or whatever.
Yes. And I think it ends up being about just like sort of like close-knit camaraderie.
Yes. Yeah.
Because we will start to get we get in a very like expository to the point of almost feeling like cynical lore dump from Gordon Cole about what this has all been.
Yeah.
Which is like almost comedic. He but it turns out that this entire Blue Rose task force notion that was introduced in Fire Walk with Me with Lil, the weird. Oh, I love Lil.
Oh, I had a note here. This. Before the show came out, they were like, okay, something that is, of course you'll need to know about seasons 1 and 2 of Twin Peaks, but Fire Walk with Me is also going to be paramount to the experience of watching The Return. Question, where's Lil?
Where is Lil? I know.
Where's Lil?
How is Lil?
Yeah.
How's Lil?
Because I really came around to Lil
that sour face
on our watching of Fire Walk with Me.
Those kicking feet, looking like Elaine dancing.
Yep, I didn't get it on my first watch. Second watch, I get Lil now.
Oh, I got it,
and now I miss her,
and I like it.
Yeah,
but so that entire Blue Rose task force, like Garland Briggs, is working for Project Blue Book, and it's like Gordon Cole ends up saying that Project Blue Book ended, and the Blue Rose task force picked up the pieces.
Yeah,
it turns out, and here's the lore dump. Gordon Cole and Philip Jeffries, who's David Bowie's character who went missing and is lost in time and becomes a teapot.
Right. I just made a face. This
entire show is crazy.
It's insane.
I have literally...
This I don't get. This I could live without, if I'm being totally honest.
What everything Jeffries I'm about to
say? Kind of. Like, what is this? Go right ahead.
I know. I literally have. You know what? Maybe David Lynch would be proud of me. I don't meditate. Right. I've never done, but I think that I have gotten as close to like meditation as I ever have. Trying to decide things to say on this show.
Yeah.
So that I don't just go.
Well, that would not be meditation. That's thinking too hard.
Shit.
Yeah.
I did it again. All right. So maybe I just had a thought for the first time.
Yeah.
And I'm not familiar with it. So Philip Jeffries, David Bowie, and David Lynch, they were partners. And they went to a scene of a crime or something, whatever. And there was a woman who died. And with her dying breath said, "I am like the Blue Rose."
Right.
And vanished. And then across the room was another version of that woman.
Yeah.
And he's saying that's when we, started the Blue Rose Task Force.
No, this is, by the way, this is all sick. I actually like all this. I thought you were going to talk about him being in the teapot and Jowday Jude and all that stuff. I find this confusing.
That comes next.
Okay, yeah.
That comes next.
Yeah. I like the Blue Rose thing.
He's telling this to Special Agent Tammy Preston.
Yes.
Who is the author of, the in-universe author of the Dossier books. And in those dossier books, I love her character.
Yes.
And on the show, she is one of those young performers I'm referring to
Totally.
who cannot hold a candle
No.
to all these old folks.
Yeah.
Her reaction faces, like they say that like there's like a cliche about acting that it's all reacting.
Yeah.
It's like listening. Her listening face is so bad.
Well, I think I mentioned on the previous one, she's one of David Lynch's muses. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Corey Feldman's angels.
Oh God. Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
There's some pictures of them together that are.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I know. Dude.
He was simultaneously self-aware and unaware.
Yes.
Right.
He was a very imperfect person.
As we all are.
Yes, certainly. Yes.
But so anyway, she is bad, and her job is to listen, and she's going like,
She's always.
Like if you watch Albert listening to something, or if you watch Laura Dern
normal.
listening to something,
Yeah.
they're like listening and they react in normal ways.
Yeah.
Even David Lynch, who is like an actor, but not really an actor.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I think he's great, by the way.
I do too. I love him as an actor.
I love Gordon Cole.
Yeah.
But like there's some times that he's just kind of like a little hammy, little big, but you get that there's an internal engine
Yes.
driving his facial expressions.
Yeah.
And it's rooted in his character thinking things.
Yes, definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
Having a brain in there. Tammy Preston, as a character, I don't know anything about the performer.
Totally.
As
I really don't either.
As a character, she has not given that character any sort of internal thought process or life. Her face is just going like,
It feels like her primary directive is to look hot.
yeah.
And that could have been a direction she was given. I don't know. But it feels like
Yeah,
her
you're
whole
right.
purpose is look hot.
Yeah, maybe you're right. But so he's explaining all this to her, and he's like, what is the one question you should ask? Or maybe I'm mixing things up.
Oh, yeah.
But
It is Albert.
It's Albert says that, but he's like, what is the one question you should ask? She goes, what does the blue rose mean? And he goes, and what's the answer?
Yeah.
She goes, she thinks, supposedly.
I also didn't understand this exercise. I was
No.
like, what?
Well, this is
How's
like
helpful?
there's like a joke that like the FBI is pointless.
yeah.
When we're introduced to Albert and Gordon Cole in the first half of season 3, it's like they're investigating a crime, and it's like all the evidence is like a bag of beans, and,
Yeah.
like a confetti popper. It's like just like joke work or something.
Yeah.
But so she's like, a blue rose does not occur in nature.
Yeah.
It's not a natural thing.
Yeah.
It's manufactured, and then she comes up with the word a tulpa.
Right.
And this now has become the shorthand for any sort of a manufactured person. A tulpa.
Right.
And then Gordon Cole explains further, and this is where I really have a problem. Because like you said, everything that I just explained, I'm actually pretty okay with. I like the Blue Rose origin, whatever. I think it's a little much that like somebody who was dying went, I am like the Blue Rose. And that's a little silly.
Yeah.
But that's fine. He then explains, because David Bowie in Fire Walk With Me was like, we're not going to talk about Judy. We're not going to talk about Judy at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we had like 20 years of people wondering what that meant. He's going to tell us right here that there is an ancient evil spirit known as Jiao Day. Over time, it became Judy.
Right.
Okay. And then even that, I'm like, I think that's rough. Because I know, listen, I love and have espoused many times that like folklore and telling a story multiple times can change a story.
Yeah,
Telling,
yeah.
But you know it's Jiao Day, but it became Judy. But I don't know. It's like being too aware of it all.
It also, this comes so late in the game. Like this is happening
This is
like
episode 16 or 17 of 18.
Right. And suddenly seems quite central. And I'm just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And the biggest problem of all, that the last time Gordon Cole saw Cooper, which would be during the events of the first 2 seasons that we watched,
Right.
Gordon now tells us that Cooper took him aside and said that he, Cooper, has a plan to catch Judy.
Yes.
And that if it all goes according to plan, it will be like 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah, this was a side quest that was going on during all that?
Supposedly.
No.
I have a separate hunch that I need to be true. For my purposes.
Okay.
But that's what Gordon Cole tells us, is that we didn't know it.
Right.
But Cooper knew about the ultimate evil, and Cooper wanted to chase ultimate evil. Was that ever your impression of who Cooper was in seasons 1 and 2? That he was somebody who sought to fight violence itself?
No.
Fight evil itself?
No, it makes him so much bigger than I think he actually was. Like, I think that
Yes.
he was, as we saw him, like he was fighting like real life crimes, and he had some esoteric ideas and everything, but it didn't feel like he behind the scenes was fighting ultimate evil, but just wasn't telling us about that while he was hunting for Wyndham Earl.
Yes. They've given him too much power.
Totally.
In this show.
Yeah.
And I always thought of Coop as like kind of just like a plucky, happy dude who accepted everything no matter how unusual.
Yes.
But mostly wanted to solve crimes and like whittle wood and look at trees.
Yeah, he ended up in the lodge at the end, and like that's its own thing, but it didn't feel like prior to that he was also hunting like an ancient god.
Yes. I could see it be that Cooper is the victim of his own willingness to run into danger.
Oh, definitely. I think that's like a big part of this. But
Yep.
yeah.
That he, it did not cause him a moment of pause to run into the Red Room because he thought he could save Annie.
Right.
Right? Laura was dead. But he could catch her killer. But like with Annie back in season 2, like, yeah, I'll run into essentially another universe or hell or whatever to try to save you. And by doing that, by taking that larger than life step, he got himself lost. Right. And then what we're now being told by Gordon Cole is no, he wants to fight the eldritch evil that's behind all of this violence and madness.
Yeah,
that just is so big. So here's what I need.
Doesn't feel true.
I'll go ahead, and this is like the big enchilada that I need this to be. And I don't know that it is.
Bet it's not. Go ahead.
Some of it's in there. Some of it's evident. Some of it's a stretch, but some of it's evident. The way this show will conclude is that it concludes like 3 different ways.
Yeah.
But a big ultimate way that it concludes is in Cooper literally going back in time to save Laura Palmer on what would have been the night of her murder.
Yeah.
We get to see, like Back to the Future Part 2, there was a moment in Fire Walk with Me where she's with James and she looks off in the woods and screams. We're now shown in this show that Cooper landed in that moment in the woods, and she saw him way before he would have ever been sent to Twin Peaks to investigate her murder. She saw him in the woods, which makes some sense in the logic of Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
But then he takes her hand and tries to take her away. And she vanishes from his grasp.
Yes.
But he basically changes time to prevent her murder in the first place. That is when Cooper said to Gordon Cole, 2 birds with 1 stone. He's stuck around somewhere in that period of time. I don't know why they wouldn't show us that.
Yeah.
If he did that. But season 3 begins with Cooper and the giant. And the giant says, listen to the sound. And it's that scratchy sound on a phonograph. And then he goes, remember 430 Richard and Linda, 2 birds with 1 stone.
Right.
Now, last time you and I talked about Twin Peaks, we were like, I don't know if that scene is the first thing canonical, like in terms of like laying out a timeline. Is that really the first thing that happened since season 2 or no? I think this entire season is kind of a loop.
Yeah.
It's a loop.
Yeah.
Because even in the beginning of this season, Cooper even sees Leland Palmer, who says, find Laura.
Yes.
Because she's also similar to him trying to take her away in the woods, and she gets pulled up and disappears. He saw her in the Red Room at the beginning of this season, and she got pulled up out of the Red Room, and it's the same scream and whatever.
Yeah.
And Leland saying, find Laura, is because, and thank God Mark Frost says things more plainly, in the final dossier, Cooper successfully changed time, and it's evident through what Tammy Preston sees in the news.
Right.
She sees, all of a sudden, all the newspapers say that Laura Palmer was not murdered. They say Laura Palmer disappeared, and her disappearance was never solved.
Right.
So Cooper successfully prevented her murder.
Yes.
But he ended up in her being lost.
Yeah.
And Leland at the beginning of this show said, find Laura. So she was lost, perhaps, before this season even began.
Yeah.
I think Cooper, this entire show, this season, is Cooper going to the point where he becomes Dougie and all that shit and then ends up being like himself again and going like, I know just what to do. I understand everything.
Yeah.
And then his ambition is larger than what he's able to realistically accomplish. He thinks, because now he's been living in the lodge and he himself is sort of a supernatural entity. Well, I can do whatever I want. I'll go back in time, save Laura, and I'll stop all of the cascading shit that came from her murder from happening.
Right.
I'll save her life and stop all this other evil by saving her. Not knowing that in doing that, he's setting up a whole other set of dominoes of different evil stuff to occur.
Yeah.
You can't stop evil.
Yes.
But then he's now put on his new mission of find Laura. You removed her from Time Coop, but where'd she go?
Right.
And so I think this entire, you could watch season 3 on a loop and watch him constantly forget what he was trying to do and go back in time and screw it up again and go back and screw it up again. And then the giant's like, remember, listen to the sound. This is the scratching sound that makes before she disappears. Don't forget the scratchy sound before she disappears.
Yeah.
Try to fix that maybe. And he goes back and tries again and again and again.
Yep.
And so somewhere in there, he said to Gordon Cole, 2 birds with 1 stone, because he's
okay.
All of a sudden in this show, we're learning that Coop is his hubris is enormous.
Yes.
Which again is not my impression of him from seasons 1 and 2.
Yeah, totally.
But in this incarnation of Coop, I think we're being shown that he is that lawman statue pointing a gun at that weird other artwork of bubbles and shit. Like he's fighting an amorphous enemy that can never be defeated. He's trying to stop evil.
Yeah. All right. I mean, maybe he said that, thing to Gordon. I can see that. All that other stuff is, I agree.
Somewhat evident, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You had such talk about hubris.
Well, no, everything else you said is like, yes,
it's in the show.
Yeah,
you agree
I agree
with the loop of it all, that like this whole show is kind of eating its own tail. Remember Lost?
Yeah.
Remember how kind of comprehensible Lost was?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was nice.
That's cool.
It was very nice.
That was neat.
No,
like a season, they'd be like, yeah, this season is flash forwards. Oh, this season? This season is 2 events happening. One happens actually before the other. And they would tell you that.
Yeah, I like that.
That was kind of cool.
I think that's nice.
Kind of neat.
No, I've certainly noodled to get, and read stuff online, to be honest, to get to the point of what you're saying. But no, I do think that is the case, that it's like a loopy kind of thing. And I do think that you see some of that hubris in Coop in the first 2 seasons. Like he does have, I think so. I mean, and not in a terrible way. Like he has a saving thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do think it's it's blown up to an extreme in season 3 to be this thing where it's like he can't rest until he undoes this.
Yeah.
And that is his undoing or whatever. That's not something that you could have really predicted, I think, in seasons 1 and 2. It's not like this guy was like, I will not rest. I will be my own undoing until whatever.
He would certainly rest.
He would absolutely rest. We saw him in bed quite a bit.
You're right. He was in bed a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He was hanging from his feet by those gravity boots.
He talk about cycles. He respected the cycle of rest and work.
He did.
You need to rest to be able to do your best work.
Circadian rhythms. Yep.
Actually, now I think about it, I'm joking, but it's true. He was very wise.
Yes.
And actually, that's not super evident in what's going on in season 3. Like, he's just running full steam ahead. He's like, I must undo this.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't you logically think oh, if I undo this thing, maybe a bunch of other bad shit is going to happen.
Right.
That doesn't feel true to the character of Cooper.
No.
But at the same time, maybe he's been kind of undone by all that time in the lodge. So he can't really think straight. Like we're kind of thrown off by the fact that he, wakes up and he's like, make sure my vitals are A-okay or whatever. But he actually still is not quite right in there.
Yeah, I don't think I think he's a little insane.
Yeah.
And I think that he's literally been split in multiple pieces because there's that evil half of himself and there's Dougie who's made from him and stuff. Like I think that he's
not playing with a full deck.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's okay, I suppose. It's not It's not the story I ever would have thought we would get.
Yeah, totally.
Like this is the funny thing of doing it's like I understand perfectly fine why David Lynch seemingly is being like, why would you revisit Twin Peaks while making Twin Peaks? Like, that's kind of neat, right? Like, it's a little meta in a way that is
very
beneath
annoying
him almost.
to me, but I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like, did you ever see the fourth Matrix movie?
Yes, I did.
The entire fourth Matrix movie is spent going, why would you make a fourth Matrix movie?
Yes.
It's like, all right, like I get it, but this joke sort of like wears thin.
Totally.
But just because David Lynch doesn't phrase it that way,
right?
It doesn't get tired instantly. But then once you think of it that way, you do get instantly tired of all right.
All right, I'm in Vegas.
So
I'm in South Dakota.
You're punishing me for wanting more. You're punishing, everyone for thinking that we wanted more Twin Peaks.
Yes.
You can't go home again. Okay. Like the entire show, truly the like last things we see are Coop trying to bring Laura Palmer back home.
Yeah.
And then it's not really her house.
Right.
Right. So it's like literally is like that whole thing almost just feels like David Lynch being like, should I return to Twin Peaks? Oh, it's not really Twin Peaks.
Right.
Like the last like 20 minutes are the entire thesis of this 18-hour experiment.
Yeah. Yeah.
To the point where like the rest of it feels unnecessary. Unless you love the journey.
I guess in a way.
Which I don't.
Yeah, I guess in a way. I really don't like that last episode.
Really?
Yeah. I really don't like that last 20 minutes or whatever.
Huh.
I almost wish that they ended it at episode like 17 or something.
The happy ending.
Right.
The Wayne's World super happy ending.
Yes. I do.
Which is what it literally almost is, because then they're like, that ending sucked.
Yeah.
Let's do the mega super happy ending or whatever.
Yeah. Except they're like, that ending sucked. Let's do the mega super depressing, confusing, boring ending. And then they do that. Like, ugh.
Yeah, it's inverted. Yeah, Wayne's World would fix the boring ending by doing the super mega happy ending, but they fix the super mega happy ending by going to the boring ending in Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is that. It is just the show saying to itself, let's do a different ending.
Yeah, totally. There are like two endings. Yeah.
This show, I think, concludes in episode 17, and then 18 is almost like an epilogue or something.
Yeah.
And I think that happens in a lot of stuff. Or at least I did that. Like in Blackwood, I deliberately wrote that episode 5 would be the sort of like culmination of the story, but episode 6 would be sort of, for me, the like aftermath event.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've seen that other places, they're not coming to mind. But
I'm
like,
sure it's true.
It like sort of just like the curiosity of like, well, what would this world continue to be?
Yeah, afterward.
After a conclusion.
Yeah.
No one's story ever really ends. Things just continue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has your life ended yet?
No.
Have you felt like you
But also I don't know if
moments of some sort of a closure occur?
I don't know.
You've never experienced any closure of any kind in your life? I'm going to say yes, you have. You've probably experienced closure of some point. Like a lot of shows would end at a wedding. You got married.
Yeah.
Your life just continued.
Yeah, totally.
You woke up the next day and did more shit.
Yeah.
I think it's like that. It's
I was just thinking that though. I was why was I think it doesn't really matter, but I was thinking like, oh, I never thought that anything would be different after we got married. I was watching something.
Well, there's
and I was like, I never ever thought anything would be different after that. So I think I literally didn't feel that point of closure. I never was like, wow, what's it going to be like? I always knew it'd be exactly the same.
Well, you know what that is.
What?
There are some people out there that are short-sighted or have some bigger expectation of what a relationship is.
Yeah,
that,
true,
like,
true.
This is it. This is going to be perfect. And now it's just happily ever. No. You got to get up in the morning and you got to like brush your teeth.
Yeah.
Like go to the bathroom and stuff.
Yeah, right.
Your day is still going to start on a toilet. Like, you know what I mean? Like nothing's ever done.
Yeah, right.
Until you're dead.
I know.
And these people aren't dead
That
yet.
really is how I think. So maybe that's why I don't feel like I've had.
No, I think that's, to me, I personally find that healthy.
Yeah.
It's understanding cycles of things. So I think that episode 18 is like, you can almost disregard it if you'd like to.
Yeah.
Because the show does conclude in 17 in terms of the conventional Twin Peaks.
But I can't.
Or as
it's
close to
there.
conventional Twin Peaks story.
Yes. I can't disregard it though, because it's there and I know it's there. So I have to watch it and I know it.
I like it quite a bit.
That's good.
I'm fascinated by the idea that like what is this? Some people have theorized like, oh, they've come to the real world, which is mostly predicated on two things.
Yeah.
Because Cooper and Diane drive into some other universe where they're like, we may not remember things once we're there.
Yeah, right.
So they do seem to go to some other dimension. And then they become Richard and Linda,
Yeah.
which is irrelevant to me. I don't know what that means.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm just like, what's
Diane
happening
leaves.
here?
Yeah, it's totally like, who knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Then he goes to Judy's diner. So Judy is present. Is
Right.
Judy eating their misery? Because it's been hinted that
happening.
these entities eat your sort of suffering and stuff.
Right. And are those pancakes? We wonder. We don't know.
He starts to act more like his evil half. He's like sort of like robot. I think that's just a sign of him being confused and going too far. I think that's all that's supposed to be, is that
Yeah.
Coop is not himself anymore because
Right.
his ambition has gotten
Right.
too big. He's lost. But then he finds Laura Palmer, but she's not called Laura Palmer. She's called Carrie Page, and she's in a house with a dead body. I love the look of the dead body.
Yeah, it does look cool.
I love that. To me, I think the Mark Frost side of this is just, okay, well, we've got these performers who are 25 years older than they ever were.
Yeah.
One of them died when she was 17.
Yeah.
But the actress is going to be in it.
Yeah.
So we've got to find some in-universe justification
great.
for why she looks older.
Continues to be great.
So he saved her
love
life
her.
back then, and she disappeared for 25 years because we can't see her age.
Right. Right.
And then she comes back and
Yeah.
she's at her proper age.
Yeah.
But it's an excuse to have Laura Palmer and Cooper travel together.
I
And
know.
I love seeing them together, even though
Yes.
they're not themselves.
Yes, I
That
do too.
it does feel like the pilot for some new supernatural investigation show with victim and hero who is no longer the victim and no longer the hero.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting to me.
Yeah.
But then all the excuse for like, it's the real world is like they go to a Valero gas station. They just go to like some mundane, and I love that shot, honestly. I
Yeah.
love the way it looks.
Yeah. No, it does look great.
I know that I've complained about stretching for time, but these last 20 minutes feel like weirdly like emotional and meditative to me. Like it just feels like sort of like living in this world for as long as you can before it's gonna die one
Yeah.
way or another.
Yeah, totally.
And then when
I do feel that way. I'm just like, all right, this is the end. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't watching this just being like, oh, okay, come on, but I don't like it.
I think this entire show, this is like also simple, but it's like the stages of grief.
Yeah.
Like denial and bargaining. Like Cooper's gonna wake up. He's gonna wake up.
Yeah.
Anger. I sure got angry when we used to watch this.
Oh, I know.
When it was airing.
Yeah, totally.
Part of it was fueled
was
by
so
my
fun.
old bosses.
Yeah, I
Forced
know.
me
It was
to do this shitty
simultaneous with like, yeah, Will had to do this like YouTube show that always ended like right the second before
They wouldn't let me
came
change
on.
it.
Yeah.
And then they would just send me critical texts and stuff.
Yeah.
It was shit.
People stink.
People stink. But I mean, whatever. But then I
Yeah.
would watch this and I'd be like, what is this?
Yeah, I know.
Angry, and then I'd feel
No,
bad
what's
for being angry.
frustrating?
But then I get to like an acceptance by the end of this, especially seeing them go to like Laura Palmer's house, and the woman who answers the door is the woman who actually owned the
I know, I
house
think
in
that's
real
so
life,
fun.
which is really cool.
Yeah.
Because David Lynch casts like
Yeah.
unusual performers and not actors in his stuff, and so here was the real life owner of the real house. So people are like, they must
Totally.
be in real life.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they're in real life. I think they're in like some deeper spiral of hell.
Yes.
Like
yeah,
some-
they're just in some other weird dimension.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
But it was so fun. I was thinking about that, like, you know, waking up and reading like Doc Jensen's recap on Entertainment
Yeah.
Weekly and stuff. And
very
like, it's
satisfying,
so fun.
very
Yeah.
nice. And Sarah Palmer's not there.
Mm-hmm.
But the people who own the house are the Tremons, and they bought
Mm-hmm.
it from the Chalfonts, who are magical creatures in
Yep.
the early days of Twin Peaks. So you know something's afoot.
Yep.
And Laura Palmer doesn't seem to remember the house, or Carrie Page, I should say. Then Coop finally has doubt for the first time
Yeah.
almost ever.
Yeah.
And he sort of like crooks forward a little bit, and he says his line, "What year is this?" Which I literally think is the character encountering failure, not knowing how to move forward, but also on some level, this pop culture icon character from 1991
Yeah.
all of a sudden waking up and being like, I'm not supposed to exist here. It's 2017 or to whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't exist here and now. Like, I shouldn't be here. It's Sidney Prescott saying, don't fudge with the original in Scream 4. It's like, it's being like, don't do this. Like,
Yeah.
kill this.
Yeah.
And then that's when Carrie Page hears her mom calling her voice, because I guess whatever That thing I can't explain. I don't know the magic breaking through where she hears her mom calling her name or whatever.
Yeah.
But then Cheryl Lee screams her amazing scream.
Yeah, kicks ass.
The lights turn black in the house and everything goes to black. And this world ends.
Mm-hmm.
So
I know.
what is that?
I don't know.
Is that their failure? Or is that them waking up from that dream? We live inside a dream.
I don't know. There's so much heavy dreams stuff here. They reference dreams, being inside dreams constantly, but I don't know what the hell is going on in this ending.
I have no idea. I think it is interesting. I wrote, here's what I wrote. The show either ends with Cooper getting confused and saying, "What year is this?" and Laura screams and it all goes to black, implying that Judy ate them.
Oh.
Because she eats suffering, right?
Oh.
So they could be killed right then.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
Or at that moment, he gets whisked away by the giant and goes back to the beginning of the show where he goes, "Remember,
right,
430 Richard
again.
and Linda, stop losing your memory through this shit, Coop. Wake up." And trying to warn him so that Coop can start again.
Right.
Is it a loop? Does it ever end? And then I wrote this because I started just getting confused. So in the final dossier, Tammy Preston says that Laura Palmer disappeared, was not murdered, which means that Cooper was originally sent to Twin Peaks to investigate her disappearance, but cannot solve it.
Although, remember, there are things in the final dossier and in, what's it called? Whatever the other book is, that do not coordinate with the show. These things are not necessarily compatible.
I think that that's also, along with the glitches that are in the show, of like, there's like a very famous thing of like the jet where they're flying in a private jet and the windows start to blink in and out of existence and stuff. And there's like a diner scene where somebody runs by and is like, "Has anyone seen Chuck?"
Yeah.
And then runs off and everyone inside is all of a sudden in different positions.
Yeah.
And there's a glitch when Big Ed is eating soup. His like reflection glitches. I think all that and the stuff in the books that don't jive with the show, all of those are the result of Coop messing with reality. Every single one of those.
Okay.
And it's been happening this whole time because the show is a loop. And it's all Back to the Future rules too, because Tammy is like, "My memory's starting to fade. I remember her being killed, but it says she disappeared."
Yeah.
Kind of like how newspapers take time to be updated in Back to the Future. Sort of ripples in time don't happen instantaneously. You change something in the past and it takes sort of its time to wind through.
I think it's a really cool theory, but Mark Frost explicitly said, like, some of these things just don't match with the show. So I don't think there's an intentional thing going on there between the two of them.
Yeah, but
I do think I think it's a really cool theory and thing to think about, but I don't think we're going to find anything definitive here.
No, there's
However, Andy does look like he's from Back to the Future Part 2. So that's also something to consider. He looks weird.
What do you mean?
Think about what Andy looks like.
Okay.
In The Return.
Yeah.
Doesn't he look like somebody from Back to the Future Part 2? Think about his hair and everything.
Like wearing his own like prosthetics of himself to look older.
Just kind of. And the way his hair is. He kind of looks like the fake Crispin Glover from Back to the Future Part 2.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He does look like fake Crispin Glover.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's fear in letting go. And it's slippery in there, which is what Philip Jeffries says about seemingly time or traveling through dimensions. Did they literally slip away?
He's also talking about being in his giant teapot. Seriously. He's talking from inside his giant steamy teapot at that moment. He says
don't think there's another level?
Yes, I do.
You don't think there's another meaning to that? You think it's literally just David Bowie slipping around in there?
I think it's both.
God damn it.
I do. I think it's both.
Everything is literal and everything is metaphorical simultaneously. God damn it.
I do.
So what are we supposed to do?
William, I think a lot in here is just weird bullshit that might not.
Yeah.
I really do. Yeah. I really do. I love thinking about and talking about all this stuff, but I don't think that we can find answers. I think it's so fun to talk about.
But I say what we feel.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. But what do I think? I think a lot of it is just like, who the hell knows? I don't think that we're going to.
Do you think David Lynch knew?
No.
Do you think Mark Frost knows?
I think he has his ideas, but I think a lot of what David Lynch does is just like a cool idea, boom, a cool idea here. I think there are some things that he knows, but I think I don't necessarily think that everything is linked up like cleanly.
You know what I think?
What?
I think you're right.
Yeah. So I just kind of have let it like wash over me to a degree, and also theorized in the same way. But like I also am just kind of like, there's no way to know.
Well, it's kind of like Coop fighting the ultimate evil. It's like sort of a losing battle. We'll just lose ourselves,
but it's
getting
also
confused
just fun.
and going through loops.
It's also just fun to think about.
Yes.
But I don't think there's any way to know, is this right or not?
Yes. But yeah, I do think ultimately what we see is Coop lose. But I do think he's zoops back to the start of the season to try again.
But I also,
and I think that's what the glitches are. I think it's him messing with reality.
I never thought about that before. I think that's a really cool idea. Also, like, it seems like the way for him to get out of this loop would be for him to let go of trying to keep Laura from being killed or whatever. So I also don't totally get why the giant is trying to, like, have him remember Richard and Linda, have him remember whatever, because that's keeping him on the path of, like, preventing Laura.
Yeah.
So why is the giant doing that, you know?
Well, yeah, but it's undeniable that the giant does say these things.
Yes,
remember 430, remember Richard and Linda, listen to the sound.
But that's keeping
Unless
him on
he's saying,
the karmic wheel of samsara.
I'll tell you
that
what.
you can only be released from.
You know what's kind of interesting to think about then? Is what if it's the giant saying, remember your failures.
Oh, true.
And stop. Like, people would say that. Like,
remember what happened.
Remember what happened
last time.
So don't do that.
True.
That's a kind of interesting interpretation.
Yeah, true.
That he zoops back to the beginning and it's the giant saying, stop it.
Yes.
And like the giant does seem to exist outside time and space as well. He drops that golden Laura ball back in like the 50s or whatever the hell. I don't even know what that means.
I don't know.
But that surely could be of being like, because you're also trained to think from the original show, like the man in the smiling bag. Like the giant gave hints.
Yeah.
That were germane to his investigation back then.
Right.
So saying, remember these things feels like it could be the setup of like, these are the clues you'll need to succeed. But
and
what
like
if
in
they're
the affirmative, but maybe it's in the negative. Like, remember this and don't do it.
I actually like that quite a bit.
Yeah, maybe that is the case.
I've never heard anyone say that.
Yeah.
Remember, it all goes sideways if you continue to chase your impossible ambition of stopping evil.
Yeah.
Right? But then that's also fun to me of like in the final dossier, Tammy being like, so what are we supposed to do? Give up? Or should we never stop trying? And I think that's the battle is what should we do?
Totally.
Like what is the nature of like the police? They often don't prevent crime. They can hopefully bring justice for a crime already having been committed.
Right.
Right, that's what you can do is be the cleanup crew and try to hold people accountable for doing evil. You can't stop evil from ever happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's pause there and we'll talk about some more things that I think are or at least I will need to talk about some things that are less about the nature of good and evil, life and death, and these intangibles.
Yes.
We'll get more tangible.
Yeah.
After we talk about patreon.com/GTTUpod, which is the command center, the support structure. It is the castle where we live on that mauve ocean.
Yeah.
Patreon,
some people think that's the White Lodge.
I've heard many people say that.
Yeah.
You can get to the White Lodge for a modest donation. This is where it just becomes a grift.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can attain nirvana if you just go to patreon.com/GTTUpod.
Yep.
Find a tier size that fits you. Starting at the $4 tier, you'll start to get access to ad-free episodes of Guide to the Unknown. You'll get into our Discord. You'll get access to the Netherworld Dispatch, which comes out every single Monday. That's another podcast that we do every single week, where we watch unsolved mysteries, where we explore weird stories on the internet. We're always up to something.
You never know.
You never know. I'll tell you what, I did something kind of fun this week. I don't know if I'll do this all the time, but go ahead, pop on your headphones.
Okay.
I have a clip from the most recent episode of the Netherworld Dispatch.
Okay, great.
Where it was our final show of 2025, and Kristen and I took a look at some psychic predictions for 2026. The only context I'll get, this is like a talk show now.
Yeah.
I'll set up the clip for you. We're looking at Spirit Man Joseph
Tittle.
who mostly all these psychics just want to talk about like Bitcoin and stuff.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden he uses a word that made it sound like he was talking about an individual. And you and I both start to lose our lunch.
Excited.
So take a listen to this. This is presently available on the Netherworld Dispatch through patreon.com/GTTUpod. Here we go.
And I have this feeling that Ripple's doing something different.
Ripple.
Who's Ripple? I've got this feeling that Ripple is up to no good. You know, my nemesis Ripple, he's been amassing great power.
Yeah, are Ripple and Tittle arch enemies? Is he another psychic?
2026 will be a battleground where Ripple and Tittle divide the earth and pick teams. Yeah, there you go. So that's waiting for you right now.
Stuff.
That's but a taste. That's but a taste.
Give him a little something.
Of the most recent Netherworld Dispatch.
Oh my God.
Kristen and I trying to manage people's predictions of the future, where Ripple is up to no good.
Oh, it's something to worry about.
So everyone keep an eye out for Ripple this year. Be good, or Ripple might get you.
And then I saw that Ripple is a top show on Netflix.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we do have to watch out for Ripple.
Or just watch Ripple.
Yeah, that's true.
We're sponsored by Ripple on Netflix. So go check that out. That's on patreon.com/GTTUpod. We also do our tarot cards for the future and yours.
Yes.
No new reviews.
Okay.
So that's good.
All
Maybe I'll
right.
replace that segment with clips.
Great.
But thank you all so much for your support. We hope that you
Thank you.
enjoy the Patreon. Thank you
Yes.
for enjoying this show, hopefully. Let's do one more commercial break.
Yep.
And then talk about more Twin Peaks Season 3 before we wrap the whole thing up. Here you go.
Okay, we're back.
Okay.
All right. One thing I wanted to talk about with the last episodes, did you see anything about the replay overlap theory?
No, tell me.
Okay, people say, I didn't do this, that if you watch the final 2 episodes concurrently on 2 different devices, that you see things. That it's basically like Dark Side of the Rainbow or whatever.
Dark Side. Yeah.
Where if you play Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon while you're watching The Wizard of Oz, that it like syncs up or whatever. So there's some people who are like, oh yeah, it's so cool. It's like extra meaning. This was definitely intentional. And then there are some people who are like, there are a couple of cool things that line up, but I think that other people are grasping at straws. I'm inclined to believe those people.
Yeah.
But apparently some of the cool things that line up are like Mr. C lying on the floor in episode 17 of Truman's office while Cooper is lying in bed in the hotel room. You hear Sarah moaning as Cooper and Laura walk away from the Palmer house. Just like little kind of weird things like that.
Okay. That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
That's enjoyable.
Yeah. I hadn't heard of that before.
Yeah, that though is a sign of people really trying to find
Oh, yeah.
meaning. And who can fault anybody?
Totally.
That last scene where everything comes together in Sheriff Truman's office, I think is like shockingly tense, at least at first.
Oh, yeah.
When Mr. C falls into this trap. Oh, this is another sign of everything being like some big loop, and Coop, I think, the Coop loop.
Yeah.
Diane the Tulpa.
Yeah.
When Coop texts her like smiley face all, which I think means kill everybody, right? She compulsively types out a bunch of coordinates.
Right.
Those coordinates are what take Mr. C to a trap. So I think that Coop, weirdly good Coop, knew all these events so that he could give her coordinates, even though Mr. C thinks that Tulpa Diane is in his pocket. She's really in good Coop's pocket with those coordinates that land Mr. C in a trap.
Yeah.
And the only way for that to occur, that makes sense to me, is for good Coop to have allowed all this to go down, knowing that evil Coop would trust the coordinates if they were sent by Tulpa Diane. So like I think good Coop was essentially letting bad things happen. 2 birds with 1 stone. Like I think it was like,
I don't know. know.
You see what I'm saying, though?
I see what you're saying, but he didn't seem to know that Bad Coop was there. Like, he calls Truman, and he's like, is the coffee on? And then he hears shots, and he's like, what's that? Like, he doesn't seem to know that anything's going down.
That's Coop before he goes back in time.
Well,
Coop, who shows up at the sheriff's office, is like, Harry, is the pot on and the piping hot? Did you put a fish in the percolator?
But I'm getting lost.
Like,
but if you're saying he allowed it all to happen, like, wouldn't he be aware of?
But there has to be a first time it happened. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
so like, because after Sheriff Truman's office that he goes through the door,
right,
and goes back in time and stuff.
Yes, I see.
So
kind of.
I don't know,
but I trust you. I don't totally get it, but I just believe that something's happening that's true that I just don't understand.
I know.
Yeah.
But how else would Diane have the trap coordinates? She must be on the secret.
I don't know.
She was secretly on the side of bad.
I don't know what the hell's going on with
Diane.
Diane.
Secretly on the side of good. To send him the trap coordinates.
Guess what? Big secret revealed. I don't know what the hell's going on with Diane. I don't understand why Diane looks like that in the sheriff's office.
Yeah, NATO.
Yeah, I don't know why her name's NATO. I don't know why she looks like that. I don't know why she looks like that out in the world.
Face like sealed shut.
Exactly. I don't know why she got silly putty all over her eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. So what you're saying resonates with me. Sounds right. I don't understand, but that sounds right.
Because we know that Mr. C goes to he wants coordinates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For some reason, for 25 years, he never considered they might be in Twin Peaks, which is where things of importance have happened to him.
Totally. What a dumbass.
Yeah. But it's the Diane coordinates that bring him to the Giant's lair where his head is poorly photoshopped inside of a cage.
Yeah.
And Garland Briggs is there. Mm-hmm. His floating head, too.
Yeah.
But then they drop Mr. C at the sheriff's station, which is where he will eventually be killed.
Yes.
So that was a trap that Diane sent him to. Mm-hmm. But if she was secretly working for Mr. C, how did she secretly have the trap?
I'm getting lost.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I think there's a lot of unseen shenanigans implied by Cooper going back in time, perhaps multiple times, and invisibly setting up events that we are not ever permitted to know about.
Right.
It's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Is that a whole mess of shit happened that we're not allowed to see or know about.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on.
I don't know.
It's weird.
But I do love it when Bad Coop sees like Andy, and Andy's like, Agent Cooper, is that you?
Oh, yeah, I know.
And then he comes in and he's sitting in Sheriff Truman's office, and the sound effects are like so like heavy and
they're great,
dark. And Frank Truman's like, "So you're Cooper?" And he goes, "In the flesh." Mm-hmm. That's the first time in this show that he says something conventionally arch evil.
Yeah, totally.
In the flesh. Like, because he's not really Cooper. He's something else.
Yes.
And it feels imposing and understandably bad.
Yes.
That the bad guy is in the good guy's office and something might go wrong from all of this.
Yes. Also, I like that Frank Truman is seated during this entire thing. He doesn't get up at all.
Let Robert
He's just
Forster
like,
rest.
What?
Robert Forster.
Just looking around, just like, what's going on?
He's our fish out of water in the cowboy hat. He deserves to rest.
Yes.
And I don't know what's going on. He doesn't know what's going on.
No.
I don't know what's going on.
No.
But it turns out that good Coop arrives just in time to do nothing because
Lucy dispatches him.
And Freddie.
Yeah, and Freddie, of
our
course.
New favorite character, Freddie, who we've never talked about.
I would say we've talked about him ad nauseum. You're probably tired of us talking about Freddie.
Of us talking about Freddie.
Yeah, Freddie is this rando with a gardening glove on that gives him powers. The fireman told him one time to get a gardening glove, so he got it, and it makes his hand very strong. So
it's a strong hand. Like, scary movie too.
He's got a strong hand. So
he's able to punch jail bar doors open to defeat the bad cop.
Yep.
Although in a cool scene, they're at the Roadhouse and ZZ Top is playing.
Yeah.
And every time he punches, the music like statics out. That's kind of cool.
No, it is
That's
cool.
the best Freddy stuff.
Yeah, totally.
But then Bob, a Bob orb, comes out of Bad Coop's tummy.
Yeah, after Lucy shoots him.
And
Actually, it's kind of sweet, the whole thing with Lucy shooting him in a way, because, God, there's so much to talk about. There's a whole thing where Andy is having some visions because he got blooped up to talk to the fireman. Andy has some visions about, like, placing Lucy, like, in the doorway of Truman's office or whatever.
Very important. Very important.
Very important. I don't know how she got from that she needed to get a gun, but whatever, she does. And so Lucy ends up shooting Bad Cooper because she can sense that something is afoot or something. Shoots him. He goes on the ground. Orb containing Bob comes out of his tummy, like you said. And then Cooper comes in the room, and he's like all knowing now because he's been in the lodge for 25 years. And he's like, "Are you Freddy?" And he's like, "Fulfill your destiny." He doesn't say that, but
He basically does.
Freddy does. He's like, "This is my destiny."
That's another implication that, like, Coop knows everything that's gone on and has had a hand in constructing everything that plays out.
I guess I don't feel
Are
like
you
he
Freddy?
has a hand in constructing. I think he knows, though. He has a hand in knowing. I don't know. I hadn't thought about him constructing anything until you said this, but I was like, okay, he like knows how, like,
Yeah, Cooper's not a human anymore. Cooper is like, maybe at one time the giant was just a human being,
right?
but then got wrapped up in this stuff
Maybe.
and got unmoored.
Yeah, will
from our
he eventually
reality.
be like the giant?
You know what I mean?
Just
Like,
be sitting in a room
I
saying
think so.
weird shit to people? Maybe.
Look what happened to Garland Briggs, right? Like, his head
Yeah.
is floating around, and people like Matthew Lillard's character has his blog where he describes like seeing the Major.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound like something that you'd say of like, I saw the giant, I saw the fireman, I saw
Yeah.
the Major.
Yeah, totally.
Garland Briggs is not a human anymore. He's equally as supernatural as the little man from another place now. Garland Briggs is different.
I don't know if I think that, actually.
I do.
Okay. Yeah,
Well,
I don't
the little
think I
man
do.
is an arm who became a person and then became a tree.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Garland
yeah.
Briggs is maybe not quite that.
Yeah.
But he is just a floating head now.
You know, because I knew them as humans, I can't really think of them that way. I guess I think of them as humans who are now sucked into this world. For all I know, the fireman was that, but I can't help but think of him as just a being of that world.
Okay.
So I don't know. I guess I just think of them as humans who are somehow mixed up in there.
What happened to Philip Jeffries?
I don't know.
What is he now? He's a teapot now.
Yeah, I don't know.
There are a lot of those, by the way, in the Giants' house,
Yeah.
which implies that those are many people who became unstuck from time.
Many what's in the
The
Giants'
teapot
house?
that Philip Jeffries in, there are a lot of those.
Of teapots?
Yeah,
I can't picture it.
I think there are.
Okay.
I don't know if that implies that there are a bunch of people that are somewhat unstuck and
They're
now
all
trapped
teapots?
in the teapots. It's
Yeah.
slippery in there.
Yeah.
Just slipping around in there. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on.
I know. It's
Anyway, Freddy punches Bob until he explodes.
yeah, he explodes him, and then like the whole gang is there. It's like the end of the Wizard of Oz or
Yes.
something, where Gordon Cole and everybody runs in. Even the Mitchum brothers are there. The showgirls are there. I ended up getting used to the Mitchum brothers by the end. They were an unwelcome presence for me for most of this show, and was like, oh my God, I don't care about these guys. These are these like Vegas kind of mob boss dudes who are just like annoying and boring. Once they liked Dougie, then I got kind of a kick out of them. I was like, okay, now they're nice. I'm glad they're being nice to Kyle MacLachlan. I can appreciate that. But like, I don't know if I need them to be as central to Twin Peaks as they have become.
No.
But
I didn't like them when I first saw the show.
Yeah.
Then when you and I watched all 18 hours as a single movie, I warmed up to them.
yeah,
Here on my third watching, I'm back to just being like, so much of this is superfluous.
yeah,
And the Mitchum brothers are a great example of that.
totally.
They do nothing for me.
Yeah, no, I get that. I became okay with them by the end. They're whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just like all there, and just stuff is going on, being like, okay, we're okay now, basically, with Cooper's face superimposed over everything, and it becomes superimposed once he sees Diane. I feel like there's some sort of meaning there.
Maybe.
Like once he and Diane see each other, then it's like, boom, Cooper's face, just like a transparency over the scene while the scene is playing out. And
So here's what I think that is.
yeah.
There's a really fun like detective game kind of thing. You can get it on like your phone. It's called Her Story. Have you played that?
Yeah.
You can like,
Think
it's
so.
like you're searching through a police database of videos and
Yes.
stuff, and you can use keywords to like look, and you're just trying to figure out a story by watching these little snippets of video. Every now and then you'll find some key piece of information and the screen will kind of fuzz out. And it's all made to look like you're looking at the monitor of an old computer screen. And whenever the screen fuzzes out, you see your reflection in the screen. You see your character's reflection of looking into a monitor.
Yeah.
I think Coop's face superimposed transparently on the scene is like looking at a TV and seeing your own reflection in the glass of the TV. I think it's Coop watching the show with us. I think it's basically Coop in the Red Room type, or like in the other universe. In my theory of like, he like sees all the events and stuff and is going to go back and try to fix them.
Yeah.
He's like watching how events will transpire.
Yeah.
And like learning from them and going back in time at some point after that.
Yeah, that's an interesting theory.
Yeah.
What it reminded me of, I remember, I think I said this on some show like years ago or whatever. Like, I think when we talked about it on Book Club, Schmook Club, it reminded me of, so, you know, David Lynch is obviously like, or was super into transcendental meditation. And in transcendental meditation, you have a mantra that you're supposed to just keep repeating in your mind the whole time you're doing it. That's this method of meditation. And so whether you are thinking other thoughts or not, you're supposed to like, even if those thoughts are there, the idea is that you keep repeating the mantra, even with those thoughts present. It's this like this steady, positive thing that's just always there, even with all these things, other things going on. Ideally, all of this other stuff isn't going on. And you're only concentrating on the mantra, but even if they're going on, the mantra is there as well. And I was thinking that maybe in the chaos of this stuff, this steady Coop that's there, that's superimposed over the screen, is like the mantra. All the other stuff is going on, but he's this like central goodness that's there with all the other stuff present. But I don't totally know why it would be there at that time. Yeah. Because also it goes away for a minute and comes back too. Yeah. And I don't know why that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it that you sometimes lose the mantra and then you're supposed to come back to it?
Another way of saying that it's in your head. It's in his head. I think he's seeing these events, whether or not they've even happened, or he's trying to see, if I do everything right, here's how things will go. Right? Like almost like the beginning of a heist movie, you know, where they're like, we'll do this, then we'll climb into the building, and they show you the events of all the events going correctly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe it's Coop being like, are you Freddy? And then Freddy will punch Bob and kill him. Like, this is the good ending.
Yeah.
And then the bad ending is, all right, now I'm going to put it into action. And he goes back and tries to save Laura, and everything turns into shit. Right? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do think it's visually really cool.
Totally.
And I love the we live inside a dream notion. So this is sort of like, I'll try to make this as brief as possible, because this is already a long episode about very hard to swallow stuff. But I'm a big fan of The Legend of Zelda. There's a game called Link's Awakening, which was made in like 1995 or something. And people have said that like in Japan, Twin Peaks was huge. And the creators of this game I'm about to tell you about were inspired by Twin Peaks to have this, you know, whole world full of curious, weird characters. The Link's Awakening, spoilers, turns out to be that you've shipwrecked, woken up on an island, you meet all these characters, including this girl Marin, who you start to form like a bond with, and your mission is to wake what they call the windfish. It's like a big flying whale thing. A very video gamey, very silly. But the further you go, you start fighting bosses, and they're like, why are you doing this? Stop doing this. Don't you know what's going to happen if you wake the windfish? Yeah. And then you finally end up going into like a cave, and you find a mural that explains the nature of this world. And it's that this island and everyone who lives on it are in a dream. They're in the wind. This is all a dream that the windfish is having. And so your mission to wake the windfish will erase this island and make everybody who lives on it disappear forever. Yeah. And you will eventually accomplish that. And it's a little bittersweet. Like you wake up from the shipwreck in real life. So that's good.
Yeah, totally.
But even the girl that you started to like, she stops existing.
Right.
Like it's very like, it's a success and maybe a failure. I don't know. But that was inspired by Twin Peaks. Yeah. Where certainly they talked about dreams. But they never put as fine a point on the notion that the world is a dream in those first couple of seasons. But here, 25 years later, weirdly, season 3 of Twin Peaks catches up to what Link's Awakening was inspired to do by Twin Peaks and say, this is a dream and we can end this. And now all of a sudden, people go by different names and things aren't the way they were, and it's confusing, and it's good and bad to succeed at stopping all of this. It's like very weirdly like a snake eating its own tail to be like, this inspired a story that did what this is now doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's very weird, but very satisfying to me to be like, oh, wow. Like, like they were ruminating. Whoever made that game, I don't know who wrote it.
Yeah.
But like whoever like worked on that game, like they should feel very satisfied that like the things that they were inspired by and were ruminating on are exactly what the very creators would eventually make be the focal point of that story.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Very strange.
I know.
Very unusual.
Speaking of strange and unusual, I think we should talk about Sarah Palmer.
Oh my God.
Ugh. What a gal.
One of the triumphs and one of the
tragedies.
Tragedies. Like, I want more.
I know.
I really needed more.
Ugh.
But what we got, I think, is almost perfect.
It's incredible. She's not doing so hot.
No.
That I'll tell you.
What's going on? So when we see her in the episodes that we've been watching, she's like buying a lot of booze, and then she flips out because they have a new type of jerky.
Yeah. Look, been there. Who amongst?
She's very upset about this jerky. They have turkey jerky now.
Yeah.
It's like, I think she's upset about the passage of time. And then she starts like flipping out, and she says to the people who work there, who are totally naturally confused by Sarah Palmer's demeanor.
Yeah.
She goes, I've seen things, things have happened to me.
Yeah.
She starts to like get like teary and like flips out and stuff. And then leaves without taking the stuff she bought.
Yeah.
So a boy is going to deliver the booze.
Right.
Then Hawk goes to Sarah Palmer's house and she answers the door. And we hear like a clink in the background, and she's like, that's fine.
Yeah.
I think she killed that boy. And that was this entire scene is very plainly the inspiration for a story that I wrote of a Halloween trick-or-treater kid going to a scary lady's house.
Oh,
It's like purely that.
Yeah.
Scary lady comes to the door and sort of insists everything's fine.
Yeah.
Except Sarah Palmer does not really insist anything's fine.
Yeah. She says like, it's just something in the kitchen.
Yeah.
To Hawk.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Okay. And he's like, well, if you need anything. And she goes, it's a goddamn bad story, isn't it, Hawk? And she's like gritting her teeth.
Yes.
Grace Zabriskie.
The best. She's incredible. Oh my God.
She's so scary.
Yeah.
And so sad. And like she watches a boxing thing that's bizarrely on a loop.
Yep.
Again, loops, spirals, fights that never end.
Yep. Nature documentaries of just like, I don't know, big cats ripping each other's throats out and stuff. She's just watching like a bunch of like violent stuff on TV.
And one of the big ones, she goes to a bar and gross dude.
It's a big one already.
Gross dude gets aggressive with her. And then she does the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It's all downhill from here.
Absolutely. She rips her damned face off. She's like, I don't know what she said. She's like, are you sure you want to F with this or something? And then she just opens her face like a door, like Laura Palmer did at one point in the Red Room. And there's just like chaos in there. It's just like black and white stuff. There's like a set of teeth in there. There's a hand.
The ring finger burning.
Talk
like
about
yours.
the spiritual mound.
Yeah, exactly.
Something's wrong. It's awesome. And then she rips his damned throat out.
She bites his throat out.
Nary a spot of blood on her.
Yeah, that's weird.
Perfection.
But then somebody runs over and they're like, what did you have something to do with this? And she goes, you think I had something to do with this?
Yeah.
But then she goes like, it's quite a mystery, huh? Which is the closest to like a complete admission of guilt as you can possibly get.
Totally. But it doesn't seem like anything happens to her.
Well, yeah, I mean, what do you take?
As a consequence of that.
What do you take from any of that? Like, we see like this little thing come, like shoot out of her face too, which is like the bug thing that went into the little girl's mouth in episode 8.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, I don't know. I think people have theorized this. I think it's just there. I think it's silly to theorize anything different.
Yeah.
Although just, again, it's like another thing that doesn't completely link up with seasons 1 and 2, in my understanding of them, is that Leland was possessed by Bob. She is possessed by Judy.
Yes.
She is Judy.
Yeah.
She's the mother of all evil or whatever.
Seems to be the deal.
When that happened is implied to have happened to her as a child. She didn't seem evil in the first 2 seasons, unless you consider...
I don't know if it's just been like festering and all the things that have happened to her in her life kind of like fed this.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the only conclusion I can come to.
At some point, I think it's in the Fire Walk with Me episode, you and I talk about like the notion that maybe some of these things take hold over time, as like if you are not healing yourself and trying to face your trauma,
Right.
it sort of roots deeper and like the evil literally manifests harder.
Right.
I think Sarah Palmer, we're seeing 25 years later, has not...
Right,
she's
like dealt with these things.
Yeah, she's just receded inside. She's still in that house. All she does is smoke and drink and engage in watching violence.
Yeah.
And so I think the possession has taken harder control or something.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, for a show to watch of someone being pure evil is wonderful.
Whew, it's incredible. I don't know if she's pure evil. She's like this sadness and like peaks of evil that show through. I don't know if she's like 100% Judy, but I think she's got this thing in her because she's always had something. Like, remember, even in like seasons 1 and 2, I can't remember which one, like Donna's like, Laura's said that her mom is spooky.
Yeah, true,
and
true.
Her mom had visions and stuff. Like, that could be linked.
There was never anything like this, though.
Oh, no. But I think that there was that seed of something. Obviously, she ate that frog boy when she was, a kid or whatever.
Yeah.
So there was that. She had those visions and everything. And then just what we were saying, or you were saying about what we said in the past, like having lived through Laura dying, all that stuff, not healing in any way. And it just sort of like festering and growing and being this awful thing. Because she does have those peaks of just sadness of being like, something happened to me. Like, she's not just this pure, like lashing out evilness.
I guess she is kind of like Leland, where he was a little...
She's got this like conflict going inside. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there is something in there that ain't good.
And then certainly when Cooper saves Laura from being killed, we cut to the Palmer house where it's just screaming and wailing and moaning. And then she takes the photo of Laura Palmer,
right,
and just starts hitting it over and over and smashing it. And is that her being upset that Laura's death was prevented because she feeds on suffering, even if it's her own daughter and she wishes she didn't, but she did, and now it's been robbed from her? Or is it her being like, my daughter is gone?
Yeah. I don't know. The whole situation.
Yeah, I don't know. What I'll tell you is, in the final dossier, Mark Frost does a better job than David Lynch did at being like, it was Jowday, now it's Judy. He does say, Mark Frost, that like David Bowie was in Buenos Aires looking for Judy. He didn't know that it was Judy, Joudy.
Yeah.
But then it became Judy or whatever. Anyway, point is that it comes from an ancient Sumerian evil of Judy, who would travel with Baal, which is a more conventional demonic name that I'm familiar with, like Baal.
Yes.
And that Baal is Beelzebub.
Yes. That's right.
Bub. Beelzebub. Bob. Bob is the devil.
Yeah, that's right.
And Judy is another devil. And if those two come together, then it's like the end of the world.
Yeah.
So Bob was in Leland. Judy is in Sarah Palmer. And they killed their daughter, sort of. I mean, it depends on how you view the idea of, like, was Sarah Palmer turning a blind eye to what was going
like a
on
complicity.
in her own house, right? But so, like, they unmade that world, at least, right? And then, like, the cascading effect of evil from that murder.
Yeah.
So, point being that I do think this season is trying to make the case that Sarah Palmer is Judy, is the counterpart to Bob, is another half of the ultimate evil.
Yeah.
And is the thing that Coop's fighting without knowing it necessarily. And that even by bringing Laura Palmer, Carrie Page in this other universe, home, He's basically bringing her back to Judy to eat.
Yeah. Right.
Then bringing us back to that notion of like, do the lights go dark because Judy consumes them?
Right.
Right.
Yes.
And kills them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Woo.
I know it's a lot.
I know.
I'll just say this. I think that Grace Zabriskie is so good. And again, for the lightning in a bottle quality, you've got all these people. You've got Ray Wise for like one scene of saying find Laura and all that stuff. And it's like, it's just not enough to me. When
I know.
And that again is why I almost have like this, like, it's not resentment. I mean, whatever. It's a show. But like we're going to spend time with
it could have been.
I know. We're going to spend time with the Mitchum brothers.
I know.
You're going to make me watch Jim Belushi when you could have done more with Grace Zabriskie and Ray Wise?
Yes. It really annoys me that like so many of our beloved characters from the first 2 seasons end up being side characters in this world. Like Ed and Norma, side characters. Ray Wise, 1 second. Like, God damn it. Like, I understand the point. You're but I don't want that.
I know. May I do my roundup of side plots as we get to the conclusion here? Because we are done, right? I mean, by and large.
I would also like to say I loved everything with what the Major left for Bobby.
Oh, I know.
I love all that stuff. I love that little secret thing that is in a chair in the Briggs's house that his wife has been holding on to forever, that Bobby knows exactly how to open. And it has a paper with like all this like kind of cryptically written stuff that only Bobby knows how to decode. I love all that so much. It's equal parts touching and like cool.
Yes, I completely agree.
I loved it. Like the highs in this season
are very high.
We're like so high.
Yeah.
But there are just those stretches of like, oh, great, I'm watching Chantal and Tim Roth for a long time.
I know, they're just like eating burgers. Blech. Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
like if there was more of that, I would be in heaven. And that's not necessarily pandering. That's new stuff. Why can't it be something that's like new and interesting, but it just happens to be with Bobby? Is that the worst thing in the world?
Right. Would you ever, and
God
again,
damn it.
We talked about this last time too, would you ever have expected more Twin Peaks to be like this?
No.
They concluded season 2 with How's Annie? And there's no sight or sound sign of Annie. In the book, Mark Frost will explain that every year on the anniversary of the attack, she'll say, I'm fine.
Right.
But otherwise, she's catatonic
Totally.
with a pleasant expression on her face.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes.
But like, that's the conclusion to Annie, is no conclusion.
Totally.
Like, you never would have expected this season to be like this. I also similarly,
very, very
like,
frustrating.
Twin Peaks was a serial killer story to me, right?
Yeah, totally.
And with supernatural stuff driving the serial killer, which I thought was extra awesome. But then it's like when Bob is possessing evil Coop or whatever's going on there. It's a doppelganger, but it's possessed.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what does he want to do? Oh, he wants to run evil corporations.
I know.
Like, okay, I find that far less interesting.
Absolutely.
Give me a serial killer with a weird MO any day of the week.
Oh, completely.
Put more letters under fingernails. I want to see that. I like that. I liked that.
Me too.
That's what I wanted more of.
Yes.
I didn't want a world of espionage.
No.
But it's what we got.
Yes.
What are you supposed to do?
Yes.
I love that Bobby goes to, it's like Jackrabbit's palace. That was like rooted in like fun he had with his dad using their imaginations, and that's where the gold well is that brings you to the good place or whatever. And
totally. It's so sweet. Who would have known I would end up loving Bobby?
I know.
Love.
I know.
Couldn't stand him.
That vial thing. So he slams it on the ground and then he has everyone listen to it, and you hear this like reverberating hum thing, and then that'll allow you to open it or whatever.
Yeah.
Not dissimilar from the notion of there being this weird humming sound in the basement of the Great Northern.
Yes.
Which is what Richard Horn, or which is what Ben Horn is like curious about, and like just hearing all these weird tones, which also implies that everyone's inside a container. Like they're inside a dream, and the dream is humming. It's going to crack open soon. It's going to end soon or something.
Yeah, there's something dreamlike and strange going on.
So
Ben Horn was also enjoyable in this.
Ben Horn,
he seemed to have become a better person.
Yes, but we already knew that from season 2.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think
nice
he does
see.
much. He's not given much to do.
He doesn't, but I don't know. He's like less annoying and stuff. It was like, this seems like a nice like stand-up guy. I know
Someone
that
who spent his years trying to be a better person.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was nice to kind of see that continue.
Yeah.
Also, I found, this is superficial, but again, on the getting older is a good thing kind of tip, I found that Bobby and James became handsome as they
really?
became older.
You didn't think that Bobby was handsome?
No.
He's
No,
a
I
little
did not.
Jim Carrey-ish, a little silly
Yeah.
as a young guy, yeah.
Yeah. Nor do I find James handsome. I
Right.
find them both handsome older gentlemen.
Interesting.
Getting older is good.
Yes, I totally agree. Dr. Amp and Nadine come together,
Yep. Lovely.
right?
Love that.
I think that's just very sweet. And
It
she
is sweet.
gives Big Ed his freedom
Yeah.
to go after Nadine.
Not a moment too soon.
I know,
Good Lord. But thank God.
but thank God.
This moment's so sweet.
It's so
They finally smooch. He asks her to marry him. She says, of course she will. I cry.
It's wonderful.
It's so great.
It's very, very wonderful. It's one of the only like pure happy
yes.
endings.
Yes.
Shelley's daughter is in a love triangle with Steven, who's cheating on her with Kirsten, but you would never know that's Donna's little sister.
Mm-hmm.
But they're also hooked on.
Well, she did play her in.
No, I know, but
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
like
yeah.
no one
Yeah.
ever goes like, "Hi, Kirsten, how's Donna?"
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
like-
totally.
But so, this is miserable.
It's horrible. At one point, I was like, who would have thought that I'd be jonesing to leave Twin Peaks for South Dakota? Because they left that storyline to go to South Dakota and do that awesome thing where they go in the zone and Matthew Lillard's head explodes. I was like, oh, thank God I'm leaving Twin Peaks.
I know, because I hate Steven wanting to. Like flipping out of the base of a tree
worst.
and
Yeah.
miserable.
Yeah.
Miserable. But yes, to your point, Matthew Lillard gets his head cracked open like an egg, which is what
Mm-hmm.
the charcoal men did in episode 8. They would snap people's heads open
Yeah.
like an eggy.
Yeah.
As he brought them to the location, which is an entrance to the zone, as he calls it. But to us, it seems to be an entrance just into the other worlds or
Right.
whatever.
It's great.
Gordon Cole is like standing there.
It's
like,
great. He
Yeah.
is standing with his arms up. The sky has just twisted, basically,
yeah.
and opened.
Yeah, but then Robert pulls him out in the nick of time. Otherwise, Gordon might
Alfred.
have had. Yeah, Alfred.
Yeah.
Albert.
Albert. Yeah, I was just thinking, that's not right either.
Alfred
Yeah.
is Batman's friend.
You're right. Excuse me.
His friend. But otherwise, Gordon might have had an experience he seemingly has lived his whole life wondering about.
Yes.
So thanks, Albert. Thanks, dude. But then, you get that great moment where Gordon Cole goes, "He's dead," looking at Matthew Lillard's crushed open head. That is great.
That's so funny.
That is great. I wrote down Ike the Spike, but whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, lump him in with the Tarantino assassins. Of
Yeah.
Like, they have a shootout in a suburban whatever, and I don't care.
No.
Okay. Janie and Sonny Jim get a new Cooper dad.
What must Janie think is going on? What must she think is happening? Because, when
She's lived with Dougie, who used to be a scumbag.
yeah,
Then he suddenly was catatonic one day, but also thin and hot.
yeah, I wonder if this is kind of like, I'm not sure what it's a comment on, but like all of a sudden he's like hot. The Mitchum brothers get them a new car, get Sonny Jim a weirdly depressing gym set.
Very depressing.
But whatever. And Janie E just keeps going like, I've never been so happy. I love you so much. Is this a comment on something? Because Dougie is still catatonic. He still doesn't talk except for repeating the last word you said to him.
Right.
But now she's elated because she has these like material, superficial things.
Oh.
Like we just want, if
That's
we just get
interesting.
these things, then we'll be happy.
That's very
kind of thing.
interesting.
Or is it just a comment on Janie? I don't know.
I think it's just that Cooper is the embodiment of good, and wherever he goes, good things will happen because he does good things.
Yeah, I guess. But you know.
I don't get this entire storyline, to be honest. Like Doug,
Yeah.
this bugs me. Is like
She hasn't been happy with Dougie this whole time, even when he was like a real person, it seemed
Right.
like. But then once he's got abs and gets this stuff, she's the happiest she's ever been.
you're right. That's a very interesting point.
Even
Yeah.
though he still can't talk.
Yeah,
And no one cares. No one in this man's life cares.
no. And then when Cooper
needs
does
help.
wake up, they're like, "Boy, Dougie sure is talkative."
That's
That's kind
really
of-
funny.
that's pretty funny.
Yeah. He's like, he's talking with real assurance.
Like the show is totally self-aware. Like people will be impatient. People will be like, "Come on, get to it!" Like in the show.
Yeah.
So like all the
Sometimes Not often.
Not all the time, but a
Yeah.
lot of the time. There are many instances at
With
least.
Dougie? You're saying, or what?
No.
Because not a lot. They just totally accept that Dougie is like this and can just go to work and...
With Audrey's scenes.
Oh, okay.
Like, she watches her husband, Charlie, be on the phone.
Right.
Be like, oh, so that's what's going on or whatever. And she'll go, what was that about? What was on the phone? And he doesn't say, and she's like, tell me.
Yeah.
What? Like, tell me. Like, I think that is all very literally about demonstrating how the show is being withholding and frustrating, and being frustrated is the right experience to have with this show.
Yeah, could be.
Like, okay, bravo.
Yeah.
I am frustrated.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You've named the emotion.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know what to do with it besides that, but I do think
I
at
like
least it emphasizes that the frustration with Dougie that we're having is fully intended.
Yeah, yes. I like that at least twice her husband is like, it's late and I'm very sleepy.
Sleepy. Audrey, I'm sleepy. Yeah. Yes, sleepy. I'm getting sleepy.
It's very funny.
Very funny.
That's another thing. The Audrey story is much more explained in the final dossier
Yes.
than it is in the show, which is so annoying.
She survived the bank explosion thing that happened at the end of season 2. She was in a coma.
Yeah.
And then what is it that you're saying?
Well, they say that I guess I'm getting mixed up between what's in the. I'm forgetting what's the first
It's all
book called.
the Secret History.
The Secret History.
Secret History is that's where it's the most Lord of the Rings ish of like a false history of the a fictional history of the United States. The final dossier is what everyone would want. Here are all these people. Here's what happened to them.
So whatever book it's in, they end up saying that that Audrey ran, she was in a coma for a while after the bank explosion. Then she ran a beauty parlor for a while.
Oh, right.
And after that, she disappeared for a while. And the rumor was that she was in an institution somewhere.
Right.
And so there was speculation when the show, and also the rollout of the books and the show was pretty cool. Like they put out the Secret History right before the show came out. The show came out, and then the final dossier came out like right after the show came out. So then everybody was speculating after Audrey's part in the show, because she comes, she just does her weird arguing shit with her husband. They finally go to the Roadhouse. She does her dance. And then there's this quick flash of her all of a sudden in this white room looking at herself in the mirror being like, what's happening? And everybody was speculating, is she actually in an institution somewhere?
Yeah.
And this was all in her mind. And then when you read the final dossier, it's like, oh, I think that is what is going on.
And so that's a good example of how something can be kind of straightforward in the intent, but then through David Lynch holding back certain pieces of information, it becomes ambiguous.
Right.
And that's true of everything. I mean, hold back information, it becomes ambiguous. Sure, whatever. But like,
it's choosing to
true
hold it
of
back.
18 hours of this,
Yes.
I think. When I do think that under the surface is a story that is a little more understandable. And again, potentially great evidence of what Mark Frost's storytelling is like telling this story.
Yeah.
And what David Lynch is like.
Yeah.
As two very different styles. But yeah, if Audrey is institutionalized, is it like she's seeing this other world? Is all the Roadhouse stuff even real? And all the characters there, are they real? Or what? I mean, we'll never know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But okay. Richard Horn.
Ugh.
Her son. I hate everything in this show that is like the Mr. C
Yeah, me too.
assault stuff.
Yeah.
It's just so, and in a show that listen, it's the same show that had the Leland, Laura Palmer assault.
Yeah.
But for some reason that I can't name, it feels extra.
I mean, that was all really hard too.
It was.
Honestly.
Obviously it
but
was.
This is like, I don't know.
Exploitative or
Yes,
something.
it's grimier in some way.
Yeah, I really do think so. But I also think that for some reason, in making a person, they have that little gold seed thing. I think something evil has to happen to you for Mr. C to take a seed of good from you to make a tulpa of you. And I think that's what happened with Diane. I don't know. I don't know what intent they have with that stuff, but I hate it.
Yeah.
Freddie with the green glove, the less said, the better.
Yeah.
I mean, or do you have any feelings?
No. It's just
He's a Cockney boy. He has a gardening glove that
punches you.
that can punch you.
Yeah.
Okay. The arm wrestling scene with Mr. C is really cool. He's doing arm wrestling with that guy who played Jason.
Yeah.
You don't think so? No?
Not particularly.
All right. This drove me nuts. Cooper, when he wakes up, he leaves a message for Gordon Cole that's like, I'm going to the sheriff's station in Twin Peaks. And then they read that to Gordon Cole over the phone. And he says all that stuff of like Judy, Jowday, two birds with one stone. And then he eventually says, all right, everyone, well, pack it up. I know where he's going.
Yeah.
Like, right. He literally told you. Is that
so do I.
Is that yeah, exactly. They play it as if he has some great intuition at the end of that scene, but it's like, no. That
Actually,
scene
he
started...
does say something vague. It's not as clear as him saying, I'm going to the sheriff's station. I think he says something a little bit weird. I can't remember what it is, though.
Really? I could swear that he says something that is like pretty understandable.
Maybe you're right.
And then I just have a section here that I just call curiosities, which I think are just worth naming so that people don't go, you didn't say this.
Yeah.
More so than anything. The living map that's always current. This is something that Deputy Hawk has.
Yeah.
Or he's explaining the nature of like the fire is good or bad depending on how you use it, which is cool.
Yes.
But he does say that this map is always current.
I know.
Which, again, I think goes to my theory that like the world can change around you. Either from someone doing time travel shenanigans or like do the ripples of change go forward and back?
Yeah.
Right? I don't know.
Yeah.
There is the guy in the prison cell who repeats everything everybody says, and Chad particularly hates him. I think that guy might be Chad's Portrait of Dorian Gray kind of double.
Oh.
Like people have theorized, like, what is this zombie man downstairs?
I
think it's like what Chad is really like.
Interesting.
The bad cop.
I think that it may still be that, but it seems like that is Billy. That's like who, Audrey is wanting to get to, because there are some girls in the Double R diner talking about him at one point, separate from Audrey. And they're like, oh, Billy was here. He had blood pouring out of his mouth and now we can't find him. And that guy has blood pouring out of his mouth perpetually.
True.
So it can still be both, though.
I also wonder if like, is Billy only being talked about in the Double R, which is where Audrey ends up, because it's like this entire place is a figment of her imagination.
I know. I don't know.
There's the kid who shoots a gun at the Double R diner accidentally and then kind of stands unapologetically like an adult.
It gets messed up.
A little adult.
He's got one hand in his pocket.
And Bobby is like, what the hell? I think that's kind of Bobby looking at his own youth. At like unapologetic violent youth.
Yes.
And then there's that lady in the car honking her horn going, we've got to get home, she's sick.
Yeah.
And then a zombie kid rises with his arms up and starts puking all over her. What do you think that is?
That I don't know.
What's your big theory on that one, smart guy?
I don't know. I've seen the theory about that kid being a kind of a manifestation of Bobby's unapologetic bad youth.
Okay.
I've seen people just talk about how this is just like Twin Peaks is just haywire now.
Yep. It was haywire then too, I'd argue.
But it's much worse now. Yeah.
It's destabilized.
Yes.
Because Cooper is messing with things. That's what I think.
Okay.
That's what I think. Gordon Cole sees a phantom of Laura crying at his hotel room door.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah.
I have nothing for that.
I don't know.
Nothing. I don't know if that was before or after he described his Monica Bellucci dream.
Yeah, hard to say.
Which is very funny.
Yes.
But what is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
And it's Gordon Cole looking back and seeing a younger version of himself, which I do like it in something where it's like something's been produced for so long.
I do
that
too.
You can see how people were when it first started and they look young, and it makes you feel like you've come on this journey with them.
Yeah, I like it.
Look at how much time has passed.
Yeah, I think it's amazing.
Look at how much these people have changed.
Yes. It's so cool.
It's interesting. That's what I have for the curiosities. That's all I got, Raj.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
I really don't know what's going on either, in so much as I just throw my hands up and decide I don't know what the hell's going on here.
Yeah. So we truly think that this World is done.
Yeah. No, I do. I think
Yeah.
it's done.
It does conclude again in the final dossier in so much as, you know, any notion of like this world ends with Coop being like, what year is this?
Mm-hmm.
And it all cuts to black. And like, we live inside a dream. Is the dream over?
Yeah.
Do these characters stop existing? No, because in Mark Frost's final dossier, Tammy says that after Bob was killed or exploded because of the kid with the green glove, which in the book, Mark Frost writes like the kid with the green glove, which the less said the better. Which I think is almost literally Mark Frost saying like, I don't know why David Lynch did this thing in the show. That was not me.
Yeah.
I think it's not impossible that could be Mark Frost saying, don't blame me for the kid with the garden glove.
Totally could be.
Tammy stays in Twin Peaks, which is when she's going through the newspapers and sees that Laura Palmer disappeared. So that world continues to exist.
Right.
There is a real world, according to Mark Frost, I think. And to put a button on a few things of what happens when Laura Palmer is not murdered, Leland kills himself a year later. Sarah, I think, is still described as like still living in that house and everything. So that could end up the same.
Yeah.
That Judy sort of carries on.
Yeah.
But the one that I really love that I think provides a neat bookend to this entire experience and is very sweet is that there's a person that was like very, very central to the feeling of the original Twin Peaks who cannot be in the new season. And it's Jack Nance as Pete.
Yes.
And the whole show started because Pete was going fishing. And he went out and he found her. She's dead, wrapped in plastic.
Yep.
But when he goes out on this particular morning after Coop does his, getting slippy in time shenanigans, slipping through time with Mr. Cooper, which would have been the spinoff, there is no body to find.
Yeah.
And so Pete just goes fishing. And it's very sweet.
And they show that in the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like kind of emotional. My understanding, at least, I don't know anything, but like my understanding is that Jack Nance and David Lynch were friends.
Yeah.
And like he was in David Lynch's, Eraserhead. He was in a lot of he was in a lot of things David Lynch did. But like just seeing that shot of like his long dead friend going fishing.
Oh yeah.
It almost feels like repairing things so that Jack Nance could have a nice day.
Yeah, right.
Or something like his day is not interrupted with a corpse.
Yeah, totally.
It's very sweet.
Yes.
But again, like it's too perfect to think that you can undo things that have already occurred.
I know.
You can't go home again. It's not your home anymore.
Well, you can go home again
if you decide to.
Yeah. You just can't expect it to be exactly the same. And that's okay.
You know who said hold my beer on You Can't Go Home Again?
Who?
Or you know what he really would have said?
What?
Hold my joint, man. You know who said that?
Who?
Kevin Smith.
Oh, okay.
He I really
I got it now.
You got it?
Yeah.
You with me?
Yeah.
I only in terms of literally the phrase "you can't go home again." And the idea that like things could be different if you just, as a creator, choose to make them be different than what Twin Peaks turned into.
Yeah.
Clerks 2 was announced. You know how it was announced?
No.
All right. They at the 10th anniversary of Clerks, they released this cool DVD set called Clerks X, and it came with a little booklet that you could read. And at the top of the booklet, I remember getting this DVD before school one day. I was in high school, and I before class, I remember like tearing into it to read the book, and I got goosebumps reading it because Kevin Smith was like ruminating on what it was like 10 years prior to make Clerks and like how important it was, and he's like, and then at the very end of it, like the last couple sentences of it, he goes, "They say you can't go home again. Watch me." Clerks 2, 2004 or whatever. And it was like such a cool sort of like,
that is cool.
Someone saying like, I'm going to try to do something that maybe shouldn't be done, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And, but doing it with like this, like, I don't know, confidence of, I'm going to sort of like take you with me kind of thing. It felt more inviting than Twin Peaks did. And Clerks 2 was certainly different, but the same.
Yeah.
And is hailed as almost like a rival to the first one in some capacities.
Yeah, no, it's good.
So I guess my point is that Clerks 2 is better than Twin Peaks 3. I don't know what my point is.
A bold stance.
I get my point is that if you're the writer, if you're the creator, you're limited by nothing but your own ambition for going home.
You can make it whatever you want.
I think yes. So make it a good one.
Yeah.
And I think David Lynch was obsessed by the notion that you can't nor shouldn't return to the scene of the crime.
Yes, totally.
You should not do.
And that's his perspective, and that's fine. I don't think that that's necessarily the case.
It did not have to be this.
Yes, it didn't. And I wish that it wasn't this, quite frankly. But it is what it is. And there are a lot of things in it that I do really like. And so I can really hold on to those things and kind of cherish those things.
Yes.
But I can't deny it's surrounded by a bunch of stuff I don't.
I have to admit, the show is often unsatisfying. I wouldn't say it sucks.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's conclude.
Yeah.
Is there any sense in doing a ranking or something?
No. A ranking?
Yeah, I don't know. Season 1 is the best.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was thinking within
all 10 episodes? No.
The Return or something. I was like, what would that be?
No.
Yeah.
No, there are 4 Twin Peaks things if you ignore the books, which
which
most people will. There's a season 1, a season 2, Fire Walk With Me the movie, and this season.
Yeah.
In terms of your enjoyment level,
I guess it would technically be 1, 2, I guess The Return, and then Fire Walk With Me.
Yeah, interesting. For me, I think it's order of release. 1, 2, Fire Walk With Me, and then this.
Yeah.
Again, listen, we've recommended it how many different ways.
Right.
We've tried to couch our recommendations as excuses and make sense of them.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think it's fascinating. It's unusual, and we've done the best that we possibly could in trying to discuss it and make sense of it.
Yeah, totally.
So thank you all very much. If you followed this journey with us, you understand how strange it is to try to do this at all.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we've tried to do it as just a handful of episodes. I don't think anybody would abide by much more.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. All right, everyone, we're done.
That's it. Well, thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed. We'll be back next week. But until then, you can go to patreon.com if you want. It's patreon.com/GTTUpod.
Yeah.
If you want more, you can get our whole second podcast like we talked about before. You can also follow us on social media. We are at GTTUpod there, and you can also follow us individually. I am at Chillin' Kristen.
I'm at The Myth Traveler. So this show will sit right alongside all of its siblings on scaryfun.fun/Twin Peaks. That will be our little mini-series encapsulation of this entire world for all time.
Yep.
Until maybe for some reason we decide to talk about more or the impossible happens. And maybe there'll be another book. That's the only thing I could imagine ever happening.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. What year is this? 2026.
That's right.
And boy, we started off with
a longie.
With a longie. All right, everybody. We'll be back next week to talk about something else. But until that time comes, we must travel.
Back to the netherworld go we. Can't go home? Watch me.
You're going to make another Clerks?
I'll be going. No, I'll be going
Clerks
home.
4.
I'll be going home after we record.
Oh, okay. It's so easy to go home.
Quite literally.
I don't like to leave home.
Yeah.